Hey y'all, I'm Lachlan, and in today's video, I'm going to get back to basics on Solime, but very quickly, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoy my videos and don't want to miss out on future content from me. Make sure to ring that bell. But like I said, we are going to get back into Solime, Animal Crossing New Horizons. We're just going to take it easy this evening. And so let's just get right onto the island. Okay. So we are on the island, and I'm going to go around and do some daily work, not me forgetting the controls, and basically just hang out. We're going to kind of assess the areas of the island today, figure out what type of builds I want to do to finish everything off. I am getting pretty close to finishing Solime, which if you weren't aware is my Scotland-inspired island. So this is how my map looks today. And the only character, unfortunately, you can't see is Gaston. In the last video, I did Pashmina and Gaston's yards. And so that side of the island is doing really well. The only places that aren't done, or the villager homes that aren't done, is Audie and Henry's houses. And everything that you're seeing around here in the more natural parts of the island were done on stream. And I might do another stream test later in the week of when you're seeing this video. So basically my streams haven't been the best, and it's due to connectivity issues, and I essentially will probably need a new computer to help support that. But for right now, we got an extender of our Wi-Fi so that it hopefully reaches a little bit better back here. So yeah, I do want to do a stream test later in the week of when you see this video, to see if that helped any, or if a computer is the route that we need to go next. But anyways, all of the natural parts of the island I did do in a couple streams. Now this area here will be the campsite, and so I will probably save that for a speed build, but I might, when I do my test stream, do the area up there that you see. I did do a little bit of work in this area where my land bridge is, and I don't know how you pronounce it, but I put those trees down there. They're really tall. It looks nice, especially at this angle that you see those trees. And then if you look down there at the secret beach, there's a boat and, you know, one of those wave things as well, and some termite mounds. But this here was my last build that I did. Basically everything you see up here I did in my last build, and I'll put a link in the description box below for that speed build. I'll probably just put my speed build playlist overall. However, I need to probably add some flowers and bushes and things on these cliffs, since there's nothing here as of right now, just to fill up the area. I might do that in this video. And I do have a plan for some of the beaches on this side of the island. That's why the sand is here. I definitely have a plan for this. That will definitely be a speed build. Everything in town is pretty much done. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. Check that playlist down below if you're curious about seeing any of these. But essentially a big chunk of the island has been completed. But yeah, just to catch y'all up as to why I'm doing a more chill video right now instead of a speed build or anything. And while I'm talking, I'm kind of treating this as a stream without streaming. Unfortunately, no one's hanging out with me as I'm doing this, but it's still that same vibe a little bit. So yeah, let me catch y'all up on me and what's been going on, why I'm doing this instead of a speed build, and why I'm just taking it easy this weekend. Basically had a lot going on last week. It was probably the busiest week that I've had so far with content. I know I only put out one video, but that was partially because of I was sick on Monday, and so I didn't want to push myself too much. So basically I wanted to give my body some rest, and so I only put out one video last week. We also had our first carpool gaming, or the new Nintendo Drive stream, last week as well. And actually, as you're seeing this video, if you're seeing it on Tuesday, October 11th, then we will be streaming again this evening. We stream every week, every Tuesday night. If everything works out on my end, there were a few little hiccups in last week's stream, but that was the first ever new Nintendo Drive as part of Carpool Gaming, and a link to the channel will be in the description box below, so please go subscribe and go hang out with us every Tuesday night where we talk about Nintendo, we talk about ourselves, we talk about gaming in general. It's a whole vibe, and y'all don't want to miss out on that. If you would rather listen to podcasts versus a live stream, then it gets formulated into a podcast. So if you'd rather wait for it to come out on a podcast, go check us out over there. But that was the first official stream that we had. We did like an Ask Me Anything type of stream, but that was the first actual Nintendo Drive, the new Nintendo Drive stream that we've done. And I'm going to go pick up some flowers really quickly and get to the area that I want to work on. So I think I have everything that I need, but yeah, to kind of catch you up a little bit more, my internet has been not the best. And if you've come to one of my live streams, you've probably found that out already. Because yeah, I lost connection at least 3 times last stream. Or I guess twice, because I had to do 3 streams instead of just one big long stream, you know? So I tried to stream Disney Dreamlight Valley, and obviously that did not go well. I was quite embarrassed about it, and so we have been dealing with trying to figure out a solution to the problem. It has been quite the journey to figure out how to solve this issue, and so basically what we came up with or think might be the solution is, for one, fixing the Wi-Fi signal strength. So my entire desk setup is obviously close to my kitchen, which is on the back side of the house. So this is technically like where you would have like a breakfast nook of sorts. The entertainment center and our Wi-Fi like router modem is on the front side of the house, which is not super far away, but for some reason the speeds that we get back here is not ideal, obviously. When I would just be on like an internet call, like for work, I would lose signal, I would lose connection. That was already an issue. And I work from home, so, you know, the connection has to be pretty stable, you know. This is kind of what I do. It's part of my job to have good connection. And so we ended up getting an extender, and that was just a whole ordeal, let me tell you. I essentially called my provider on Friday, told them what the issues were, told them our speed tests that we did and what the numbers were in comparison to back here versus the front of the house. And they said, you know, you need an extender. That should solve the issue, no problem. And I was like, okay, great. And they said, closest store to you is yada yada. Go to our location and pick it up. You'll have it right there in your hands. And yeah, you can essentially get good signal strength, right? We both went out to, you know, get this extender, picked it up, brought it home, never would connect. So we had to call the tech support team again. Actually, I think we had to call 3 different times because one of the calls was dropped. Another one said it wasn't a, basically we talked to several people, or I guess I say we, my husband did the talking. I just stayed back here and quiet. I had him do all the talking essentially. And so it turned out that the issue that the technicians were telling him was that it was a faulty extender and that we needed to return it and get a new one. Well, by this point, it's been 2 hours since we've been trying to plug this up, and we're just like, are you kidding me? And so we're like, fine, I guess we'll go tomorrow, which was, you know, Saturday, and just get a new one. He stayed here, my husband stayed home, and I went to the store and picked up a new one. Basically went and got that one replaced, and so they gave us the exact same type of extender. We tried to hook it up yet again. He's on the phone again with our provider, and they tried to tell him again that it was a faulty extender. And so now they're saying that 2 of the ones that we've picked up have been faulty. Not only was the one that we've already picked up faulty, but now you're saying this one is too? So this is, within a 24-hour period, we're still trying to figure out this issue and get this resolved, right? They end up telling us that the one that we have, the second one that we've picked up, is the wrong model. We needed an upgraded one. We don't have the correct model. Basically, my husband calls, gets off the phone with that person that says we don't have the right model, calls again, talks to a different tech person to get a second opinion, right? Because we don't want to go all the way back to the store, get this one replaced again, waste gas money and gas to get something, especially if it's not needed. So he called to get a second opinion. They tell them that no, that is the model that we need and it should be working. This person actually went through several troubleshooting steps with him. It turns out that the extender that they gave us is technically supposed to be for the modem and router that we have, but they suggest we should get an extender that is meant for a lower level model than the modem router we have. And that's the reason it won't hook up, because I don't know if this person was just shooting out ideas because it wasn't hooking up. This is the second one we've used and it still hasn't worked properly, or if this has been an issue with other customers. I don't know. So we're like, okay, great. So we got to go back to the store, pick up the model that they suggest now, and see if that solves the problem. And so we went all the way back up there yet again today. This time he went with me. So we got back home and I took the dogs on a walk and my husband stayed behind and he tried to, fix the issue. And he was able to set up the extender. So now the signal strength in the back of the house is better. However, I'm not sure how it will do streaming still. So I need to do a test, which is, I've already mentioned I need to do a test this week just to see how it goes. But yeah, that has been our past 2 days of trying to resolve my Wi-Fi issues and struggles. It has been a bit of a headache, even though, my husband kind of carried the load for us. But in theory, it's doing okay right now. I've always been able to record. Recording and creating video content has never really been an issue. Yes, my computer's not the best, which is why we might still have to get a new one, because this one's not technically made for streaming. So if you hang out with me anytime this week when I'm doing any of the stream tests, obviously bear with me. If you were here on my last Thursday stream, you know how frustrating that was for me. And even though it's not technically my fault or anything, I've done everything that I can do, and we've done everything that we can do to make this the best streaming possible with what I have. But I think this computer just may have just reached its limit in terms of its capability. So that has pretty much summed up how my internet and things have gone recently. So fingers crossed that my connection, at least with Discord calls and things like that, will go better moving forward. I think the thing that will fix my streaming is probably a new computer that I hope to order soon. I'm actually kind of surprised I haven't bit the bullet and done it sooner, because this computer that I'm using can't even upgrade to Windows 11 at all because it isn't compatible to do so. If that tells you anything about how not great this computer is, I think I've just reached my limit and it's time. It's time to get an actual computer meant for what I use this one for. This one's really meant for playing old school games and games that aren't very involved. That's what this computer was technically built for, not for creating videos, editing videos, or definitely even streaming. Fingers crossed that the extender fixes my Wi-Fi issues back here and I'm able to do Discord calls for carpool gaming. Those are Discord type of calls. Moving forward, hopefully those go well because I have better connection back here. And then hopefully a new computer will solve my streaming issues. Here is basically what I accomplished in today's video, along with the story time type of thing that I did. Basically just treated this as a stream without having y'all hang out with me. A lot of natural things, a lot of flowers, just like I've done at every other place on the island. If you want to see me decorate Henry and Audie's yards here, I might do another speed build of their yards in my next video. Or if you don't care about seeing that and maybe the next video you want to see is interiors, let me know down below. But I did want to mention here, if I can't remember if I mentioned it in my last speed build, but thank you all so much for subscribing to me here on YouTube. I have well over 630 plus subscribers now, and so I can do community posts because we're over the 500 mark. I will start doing updates here on YouTube also, so if you do want to check me out, I'll update here with content just like I do on Twitter or on Instagram. But very quickly, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you've enjoyed this video and this type of story time chit-chatty video while I did a few things on the island. And thank you so much for watching.